Wyatt Earp is one of the true legendary lawmen in American history. In fact, most of what we have seen about him in movies is more legend than fact, but still, it's a great story. My personal favorite is Kevin Costner's portrayal, but there have been some good ones. The truth is, he was a lawman in Dodge City and then Tombstone. Dodge City already had a no guns regulation in town. You had to leave your guns as you came into town. And when he was asked to take over as Marshal of Tombstone, which kind of like Dodge City had been, was out of control with gun crime, he instituted the same policy and physically removed guns from people who refused to adhere to that. Now, you may think, oh, that's all well and good, but that was before the Second Amendment of the Constitution bill. No, actually, it was about 80 years after the Second Amendment to the United States Constitution was ratified. The difference is there was a better understanding of what the founders meant back then. We have totally changed it in our own mythology to mean something it did not. Well-regulated militia is what it talks about. The right to bear arms, not own, the right to bear, so carry arms as part of a well-regulated militia, which you might say is the National Guard, you might say local police. What it does not mean is that everybody has their own gun and shoots up whatever they feel like shooting up because it's their constitutional right to do so. It simply is not. It is in this light that I want to express my own remorse over what happened to Charlie Kirk, even though I would disagree with everything he ever said or stood for on the political front. And if he were sitting here with me right now, I would argue with him very peacefully but forcefully against his own stand that it's perfectly fine for school children to be killed because it's just part of having the Second Amendment freedoms. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with political assassinations, if that is what this turns out to be. I don't agree with people being killed in cold blood. But I will be really honest with you. When you go around spewing hate, especially not being the least bit concerned about the death of school children, I don't have super large amounts of sympathy for you. My thoughts and prayers for all the fucking good that does is with the parents of the children of Denver, Colorado. Yet another shooting in Colorado, yet another school shooting. Those families are devastated. So yes, I'm really sad. I'm not kidding here. I am sad. I'm devastated on behalf of Charlie Kirk's wife and their two young children. I can only imagine what it must be like for them. I hope they weren't watching him on TV or didn't see it happen live. But on 9/11, there are some other people that need our thoughts and prayers. Those families in Colorado, and still on this day, we remember the terrible terrorist attack that shook our nation, shook our freedoms we still haven't recovered. And my thoughts and prayers for all the good they do are with those people first. And then down the line, I'll offer a thought and a prayer for the family of Charlie Kirk. I will speak out against this with every breath I have. I will stand against this with every vote I have. I will call and have called my representatives and pressure them to have sensible gun policy, to have sensible health care policies in this country, because those are the two things that make all this shit happen. We don't have a reasonable health care plan. We certainly don't have adequate mental health care. And these school shooters, these shooters, most of the time really would have benefited from that. And we don't have sensible gun control legislation in this country. Let's stand up to PACs and the NRA and all the interest groups. And why don't our representatives represent us? I will fight that fight every day. I will make those phone calls every day, and I hope you will join me in doing that. And then thoughts and prayers are fine. My name's Bill. I'm a college professor in Dallas, Texas. Thank you so much for watching.